we started the lesson finding areas of rectangles, triangles, trapezoids, parallelograms, and circles. And today we are going to find what is composite figures. And composite figures is just simple figures. Simple figures. Attached. So when you are looking at this figure, it may look complex, but you're going to break it down into your simple figures that we've worked with. So if you look at this figure, this is the area, this is a trapezoid, and this is a rectangle. So I'm going to do the area of a trapezoid, and then I'm going to do the area of a rectangle, and I'm going to actually just put the symbol, and then you're going to add them together. Oops, sorry, moved my thing. So my trapezoid, remember, is 1/2 the average of the bases times the height, which is 1/2, and base down here is 18, and the base up here is 12, and the height is from the bottom to the top is 8, from the bottom to the here is 5, so this has to be 3. And so 18 plus 12 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 15 times 3 is 45. So the trapezoid is 45. Then the area of the rectangle is base times height, which is 18 times 8, which is, and yes, I'm expecting you guys to, or allowing you and encouraging you to use a calculator, which is 144. Oh, hey, my height of my rectangle is not 8, it's 5. So 18 times 5 is 90. And so the composite figure composing of the trapezoid and the rectangle is 45 plus 90, which is 135 miles squared. So composite figures, you are going to break down the two or as many pieces into simple figures and then add them together. It's not a rectangle. It's not a parallelogram. It's not a trapezoid. But if you look at here, this is a trapezoid and this is a triangle. So it's going to be the area of a trapezoid and the area of a triangle. So this trapezoid is, these are the bases. So it's half of 4.8 plus 3.6 times the height, which is 5.9. That 3 is the problem number. And so that would be 4.8 plus 3.6 is 8.4 times a half is 4.2. That's 4.2 times 5.9 is 24.78. And then my triangle is 1/2 base times height, 1/2 1.1 times 4.8, because it's only right here, and that is 1.1 times is 3.6, and add that to 24.78. Hold on, I got to do something really quick. Sorry, this is 2.64. Did my math wrong. And then I'm going to add 24.78 plus 2.64. And I'm going to get 27.4. 2 rounded to the nearest tenth is 27.4 centimeters. And this is getting really crowded, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to go get a notebook sheet of paper so I can put the notebook sheet of paper next to the paper, because this is getting all crazy, and by the time I do the next 4 problems, it's going to be too crowded. Thanks for the pause. I needed to get a piece of paper. So this right here is a triangle and a semicircle. So I'm going to do the area of a circle, and then I'm going to do a semi, and then I'm going to do the area of a triangle. The area of a circle is pi r squared, with my radius being 5. So that's pi 5 squared, 25 pi. Is 78.5. And then the area of my semicircle is 78.5 divided by 2 is 39.25. So I have this area right here. The area of my triangle is 1/2 base times height. If I take this entire triangle, I have to do 10 times 4. If I just do this triangle, then I'm going to have to do 2 of them. So I'm going to take the whole triangle. So it's 1/2 of 10 times 4, which is half of 10 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. And this is 59.25, because I took the 39.25 of the semicircle and the 20. And then rounded to the nearest tenth is 59.3 feet squared. So that is the area of a semicircle and a triangle. Here I have a rectangle and a triangle. So I have the area of a rectangle and the area of a triangle. And my area of my rectangle is base times height. That's my formula. My base is 20. My height is 6. That's 120. The area of my triangle, if this is 20, and this is 6, and this is 8, that's 14, which means this is 3, and this is 3, okay? Because that perpendicular is going to come down from the apex. And then if the whole thing is 10, but this is 6, then this is 4. So that is half times 3 times 4. And that is, didn't write my formula, 1/2 BH. There, do it opposite. And then I do 1/2 of 3 times 4. I'm just rewriting it better. And then I have 6. And then I have I would have 6, but I only did one triangle. That's only one triangle, because if I want to do the whole triangle at the same time, the base, we're going to start over. Now we're going to just fix it here. that whole triangle has a base of 6, which causes that to be 12. And so the total area is the 120 plus the 12, which is 132 meters. Area of football fields. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can do a semicircle, a rectangle, and a semicircle. Or you can rewrite this and split it apart into there's this part, and then there's actually a circle. You can do a semi and a semi, which is a half and a half, but a half and a half is a whole. So I'm going to do the area of the rectangle and the area of the circle. That's how I'm going to do it. So the area of a rectangle is base times height, which is 9 times 8, which is 72. The area of the circle is pi r squared. That's my diameter. So if my diameter equals 8, my radius equals 4. So that's pi 4 squared, which is 16 pi. And so I am going to have 72 plus 16 pi. Now sometimes they'll leave it like that if it's multiple choice. Sometimes they won't. And so 16 times 3.14 is 50.24 plus 72 is 122.24 rounded to the nearest tenth is 122.2 yards, and area is square units. So there are a lot of ways you can do it, this one. I prefer to do the whole thing and then chop off this piece. So I'm going to do the whole thing, and so I have the whole thing minus the little piece. You could also do this piece plus this piece, either way. Okay, so the big one is area equals base times height. And if I did this whole thing right here, it would be 12 times 7, which is 84. Okay. And then the little guy is, if it's 4 here and 7 up here, then that's a 3. And so that's base times height, which is 3 times 9. Because I'm trying to get this little piece right here so I can cut it out. Think of a cake and you're cutting out a piece of cake, which is 27. And so the total is 84 minus 27, which is 57 inches squared. So composite figures, again, are a lot of simple figures that are attached. And like in the football field, how we move them around, you can manipulate them. These triangles, you can do a triangle here and a triangle here and add them together, or you can pull the entire triangle. If you're going to pull the entire triangle, make sure your base goes all the way across, because remember on here I messed it up. And triangles are usually where the mistakes happen when area, because individuals do not multiply by the half.